When I saw this for the first time, I was just like, how did I do?
It's really about doing it 100 times and you're gonna get one of them right.
Oh my
And it's
God.
a loop! Thanks to LG TV for sponsoring this video. Stick around to the end to find out more.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of VFX Artists React. Today we are joined by the one and only Zach King.
What's up?
Zach and his team are known for doing a very unique style of visual magic and visual trickery. It's very hard to figure out how Zach does it.
I'm excited for this episode because I really want to see if you guys can break down how the magic is done.
Well, should we jump in?
Let's do it.
All right. Whoa. Trippy.
Yeah, just send me that email. I'm just gonna step in.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding Got Looney Tunes.
Oh, whoa.
It says wet paint.
Oh, and it's a loop!
Oh my
And it's a
God. Wow, that's great.
We wanted to reward those who watch it for a third time.
Yeah, just send me that email. I'm just gonna step in.
Oh, sorry, sir. It's drying.
You should put a sign up or something.
Oh,
Says wet
tricky. Wow. Dude, I was gonna be like, man, that extra 10% you put at the end, but you took it another 10%.
So where do you think the loop point is in this?
I have a wild idea. It's not actually looping until the very end because you actually built a set that has like
Dude,
three
I
identical corridors.
Love that answer. we talked about that.
Really?
We're gonna do that at some point. Because you could have made it a square and gone over and over. But no, it's...
So it's not that, oh no.
One sensible spot for the loop point to be would be when Luke wipes you. So that shrug to painting is the beginning. And he wipes across you is when you'd wipe back to the beginning. So
Yep, you got it.
this stuff is so good.
Oh, I know this one.
I've seen this one too. Look at that commitment to time.
We came up with this idea like the night before the eclipse.
Pretty crazy.
That's really well done.
Did you guys wait up there all night or did you come back later on?
We came back, I think we shot that at like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. and then came back at 8 or 9.
So for this shot, there's no sun actually there, right? The sun's coming from a different angle.
Right, if you look at the sun source, it's off to the right there.
But it works because you guys are to the left of the sun that you have on the frame.
This one's really simple, it's a straight jump cut. But there are things you have to think about, like, hey, if we come back later at night, like how are we gonna know the spot? So we're literally like taking sticks and drawing, you know, in the sand.
Are you taking
the
like pictures of
markers.
your camera screen or something like that to make sure that your hands are in the exact same spot?
Yeah, it's just guesswork. It's really about doing it 100 times and you're gonna get one of them right. So obviously I'm not the first person to come up with jump cuts, and one of my favorite material to reference is Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton.
Love
These
those guys.
guys were doing jump cuts when it was like actually really hard to do. Like they'd have to go through, you know, the frames and find the right one, and they didn't get to like play with it. It was like once they cut it, it was pretty much.
It's like, nudge it 3 frames to the right.
Yeah,
Cut there.
it's
It's like, oh, let me get my glue.
So if somebody wanted to execute a perfect match cut, what tips would you have for them?
It really is a practice thing, but have your buddy hold the camera, go to a position and stand still, have a person do the change, like let's say it's changing the shirt, whoosh, and then you literally, it's this basic, you freeze, go change your shirt, come back, go in the position. But it's getting back to that position. Like we have a little overkill techniques where people will come in and hold each major joint of my body. You know, if your chest moves, like that's a big visual difference, especially your head too, like that needs to be in the same spot. So it's literally like, it's kind of awkward, but people will come up and just kind of, it feels like they're hugging you, and then you like wiggle out of the position.
Really?
Go to the bathroom, change really quick, come back, wiggle in, and then they line you back up.
Wow.
So it's basic, but it's also overkill and complex.
Okay, so this one, legitimately, when I saw this for the first time, I was just like, how did I do?
You can't be doing that! Hey! Wait, what?
I want to take a guess at how you did this. So there, you actually have, man, this is so hard to guess. I don't know. Okay, so I'm guessing that there is no ladder. It's just projection mapping, and it's really, really well done projection mapping.
Projection mapping requires you to have a 3D track of your scene as well as a somewhat basic 3D reconstruction. In this scene, you have a very basic plane and another plane, so your projection ends up being really simple.
Yeah.
And right as the camera kind of like pulls back and then locks into place, right here, someone flies in a ladder and you just play it so casually and stand up on it, and then right there, the ladder's gone. Someone's ready to pull the ladder off screen the moment you're off of it.
Interesting theory. So here's what I'll tell you about this one. This one holds a special place in my heart. So I'm not going to tell you how it was done because I also want people to guess in the comments for this one.
Oh, snap!
This one has a lot of different theories on how it was done, but I will say that there was real paint on set.
Okay.
The parts about these videos that are really fun to me is like how everything is put there so quickly. It's just really about timing. And again, this is one of the videos that we have to do 75 times just to get.
Wow.
That many takes. You heard Zach? Leave a comment down below with your guess.
Let us know how you think it was done.
So Zach, do you consider yourself a magician?
A magician, eh?
Well, I dabble on the weekends. No, and
No?
like I grew up doing magic. I loved magic.
I too have been known to dabble.
The reason I don't like being called a magician is because I feel like it offends.
Actual magicians?
Yes, because I haven't put in the work to earn that title, and they've literally practiced, you know, sleight of hand or whatever stage tricks for years.
That is through your hand.
I, out of respect for that, am not, but I can see why people visually call it magic.
I think you need to cool down.
That's me and some of the art team sitting up all night, just you know, acrylic paint on my clothes.
It's a YouTube thumbnail.
The genius in a piece of work like this is that, once again, the digital effects are very straightforward. I mean, you're basically just taking a freeze frame from right there
Yeah.
and just tracking it back onto the frame,
Right.
you know, from going backwards in the video, and then likewise at the end. And that's it for like the digital effects.
Yeah, and you know, it's just really simple. We're cutting holes in flats and putting up the picture frames. But no, it pays off. Like if you do it practically, it always looks better. Like a lot of people could just throw up a green screen,
Yeah.
but it has the, like, there's a look to that.
I love the reveal of the parallax, because as the camera moves at first, like the background moves at the same rate as you, but the moment you start moving, now the background is moving like slower.
Yeah, I call that the extra like 15%, extra 10%. We'll ask ourselves at the very end, like, okay, is there anything that's an extra 10% that we can do here? Maybe it's, okay, camera move, or is it in the story where you need an extra little beat? Yeah, there's like little details too that are fun, like a museum would actually still have the electrical circuits.
I noticed
so, like,
that.
We print, those are just like printouts, you know, like cutting out
Oh,
like
really?
a piece
Just
of paper.
Oh, it's so smart.
Um,
Oh, that's great.
Whoa, okay.
Would you look at that? 5 o'clock. Wow. Time really does fly.
Whoa, where's everyone going? We have a lot of work to do. I need this done by the end of the day. Oh.
Taking that extra step. I think that's really what makes you stand out.
What's your guess for this one?
So I think you have a hole in the wall. You have actual Post-it notes glued to the wall there, and there's just like a little like doggy door flap that someone else's hand is coming through. Same thing with your desk there.
We have one other guy in the office who works on our team who happens to have the exact same looking hand as me.
Oh, really?
But you'll notice I think he doesn't have a ring on. That's the only thing people have picked up on. It's really a matter of me and him just knowing without him looking the timing. And so with that same take of the hands working, it also had to the paper had to like, he had this big stack of papers that he was chucking through the hole that most times were getting caught.
How many takes did it take you guys to get this?
Maybe like 35 or 40. I don't remember on
Wow.
this one, but it was really just practicing the hand bit, and once we got that timing.
I had no idea you guys worked so hard to get so many takes to just nail it. But in a way, like everything is so perfect at the end for these short clips that it makes sense. So the guy had spilled coffee on himself.
So notice, yeah, we have little Easter eggs running throughout our videos. All of them, there's like a backline story happening when there's extras. There was a Starbucks video that we did, or it was a fake Starbucks coffee app, where you could pull the coffee out of the phone, and he's driving, and he tries to send it back through because he wants a different coffee, but it sprays all over him. So this is this is actually his part 3. There's a part when he's going to the office in traffic.
Sorry, I'm out of batteries. You gotta go around.
Someday you'll be able to take all of his videos, put them in order, and see his little mini movie.
Dude, I love that. So I know we're not exactly reacting to Hollywood movies today, but there's a lot of other great visual wizards out there. So if there's anybody else who would like us to get on the show or react to their work, please leave a comment down below. It's great inspiration, helps guide us what we should do in our future episodes.
FBI, open up! You're under arrest. If you don't open up this door right now, we'll break it down.
Whoa, that was smooth.
That was really smooth.
That was super smooth. It's one thing to be able to like drop through the shelf like that. Like that's not super hard to do, but the fact that the guy comes busting in like literally a half second after you disappear,
Yeah.
merging the two things together.
I would assume the bottom of the drawer is just cut out and you're dropping through it, but then you'd have to paint yourself out. And it's one thing to paint yourself out, but when there's people behind you running through the door, you have to rebuild them and their lighting and their shadow, and that's where it gets crazy. So did you
Insane.
rebuild all of that area underneath there?
Yeah, we had to.
And I almost don't believe that you painted yourself out
So-
here, because you have to add the flashlight, the shadows, the foot. That's
So were the
insane.
guys busting through the same shot as you dropping in through the drawer?
That is the question. That is the long
Okay.
debated question.
I am gonna hazard a guess that it is actually 2 different takes.
Oh, wait. Friend spotted it because I feel like I can sense a little bit of that roto edge on the top of your hair.
What roto edge? You might have gotten me on that one. So the hard one in this one is it actually loops. Like if you're perfectly.
So to do that, you basically have to start here, wake up, grab, tear, throw, go back to sleep.
Camera goes in and then everyone's
Yeah.
like pause. So that's the loop point right there.
Oh, I love that. So planar tracking is when you track basically anything onto a flat surface. You'll see it a lot in movies when they're tracking screens. This would be a normal planar track, except for the fact that the cardboard wobbles.
Yeah.
A lot. Wobbles a lot.
So what would be a simple effect suddenly becomes complicated because the cardboard starts distorting and that planar track is no longer a plane.
This is a manual art.
Someone had to go in and then morph the image to kind of follow this cardboard cutout. And I also imagine that this cardboard cutout has the graphics on it as well, and you're kind of blending between the two.
Dude, this is a long line.
Have you guys been to Randy's Donuts?
I've never been.
No, just driven
I've
by
seen
it.
it in so many movies, but I've never even seen it in person.
The line is long. I mean, that's what this concept is about. We go to show up and film, and the line's long, and so we added that to the concept in the beginning.
That's plastic. Let's get a real one.
A fun little Easter egg. It says Randy's Nuts there.
I'm going to guess that that's a 3D model the entire time.
Dang, I give up. I'm holding something. We had to, put the donut there onto it.
I love the subtle touch of the roof of the building caving in.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit of like physics simulations in there. So another question for you, once again really subtle. The people that are reacting in the audience, are those green screened in elements?
You were the first person to notice that.
So the 2 guys at the end?
Yeah, 3 guys at the end.
Edith, power on the movie.
Movie powering on.
All right, but this is even cooler. Edith, power on my suit.
Suit powering
Pretty good suit.
Could picture Clint in that thing, just hopping around, climbing up the walls.
Sorry, guys. Give me a second.
Whoa.
Man, you guys really
Power down the lights.
put in the effort on this
Suit
one.
powering down.
No, I said lights, not the suit. Oh, sorry.
You remember the scene in Inception that's rotating? We basically had a mini version of that built. The rotating room, you've got the room here and the camera, and the key is getting the camera to lock on. So you have all this rigging to make sure that doesn't move, and so that you get the illusion, with the room perspective not changing. The way I really wanted to have the people in there was to harness them in, but we had a couple issues. One, insurance and safety, but also their face within 5 seconds turns super red, and you're just, it's off-putting. You're watching, and their cheeks kind of, all of a sudden they gain weight. Their cheeks go up.
So you shoot one giant plate of all your actors there, going through all the motions and reacting to you, and then a separate plate where you are in the costume and you do the whole move around the set. Everything is locked
so-
down, I assume.
Those curtains, those are moving in the scene. So those curtains are glued, you cannot move them. They're completely hard.
I
Okay.
love those little details.
So yeah, everything is glued 80 times.
Do you have a secret passion for practical effects?
Oh, I love them. That's all my favorite movies. I love the matte paintings they were doing. You have a scene of Charlie Chaplin on rollerblades, barely
Yes.
going down this harrowing fall. And it was really just up close. They had an image literally printed or painted oftentimes close to the camera as your background plate. And you look at the perfect mix in Jurassic Park, because they had most of the close-up shots with the dinosaur that was real, it sells everything else. I don't know if I would love showing up to Jurassic World set now, because it's you're looking at people in suits, it doesn't have the same magic.
Yeah.
And I think it affects the final product.
Oh, definitely. Zach, thank you for indulging us as we tried to guess and reveal the secrets
You
of your
guys did
magic
well.
tricks.
You
Did
guys
we
did
though?
well.
I feel like I didn't get anything.
I want to know their
Oh, man.
guesses.
Right? I do too.
I want to know other videos, what you guys think, how it was done. Now that they've got some insights.
Yeah.
You guys had good guesses though. I'm proud.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so go check out Zach's channel. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, we're gonna give you the chillest brand integration you've ever seen because Jake is really busy right now, so it's on our shoulders. All right, Clint, play me a tune. That's how the pros do it. We're gonna talk to you about the new LG NanoCell TV, which is a new TV we got in the office here. We've been playing Smash Brothers on it every evening, which you know that means no latency, vibrant colors, and a big enough picture to wow all of us and see our characters in lifelike size. So, LG NanoCell TVs have a new technology in them, nanotechnology, I guess. NanoCell technology. It's a multitude of things from a very thin nano bezel to nano filters that give you more vibrant colors in the pixels. Long story short, for the price, this is one of the best images in a television I've ever seen. I'm telling you this not because it's a marketing point. In fact, that's not even on this paper. I'm telling you this out of personal experience. I see a lot of images. Hey, I'm a visual effects artist. I appreciate beautiful imagery, and this TV is actually really nice. I have an old Vizio at my place, and I can literally see like the LED like crosswork behind it. I've been thinking about upgrading, and no lie, I'm probably gonna get an LG NanoCell because I've been super impressed with how good the image is and how good the price is. So if you are in the market for a new TV, go check it out. You will not be disappointed. It has our endorsement. We are loving it here at the office.
It's true. It's true.
It's true. Just watch and tell me if you guys notice something weird. All right, tell me if you guys see anything weird. Can you see it?
Are we looking at the fire?
It's hard to catch.
All right, one more
Catch what? Is there a flicker?
You could say that.
We're getting some frame duplications as you're going frame by frame.
Oops.